This stretch session can be done from standing. We're going to go through around 90 seconds per movement. Our first movement is going to be focused on our neck, so make sure to take your time and move slowly through these stretches. Variations you'll see will be bringing ear to shoulder and across the opposite. You're going to see up and down, and you're going to see some full rotations. I'll let you know when to switch, although if you just want to go at your own pace and pick the variation that you feel comfortable with, that's totally fine. All right, here we go. Starting with ear towards shoulder, and slowly bring your chin towards chest until you reach the opposite side. Move back and forth at a speed that feels good for you. If you want to hold a little longer, if you want to add a very small press in your head, we never want to force anything, especially when it comes to our neck. But if you feel like you can use that extra stretch, you can add it if you feel comfortable. If you're upright, you're going to switch to up and down, so chin towards chest, nice and slowly. And then looking up to the sky. Take your time. Make sure your shoulders aren't starting up towards your ears as you do these. And now if you feel comfortable, you can try full rotation or full circle. Switching directions after every repetition. If you'd rather stick with one of the first options, that's totally fine. All right, and rest. Movement 2 is going to be a sky reach plus straddle reach throughs. It's going to look like this. You're going to get situated with your feet in a straddle stance, so wider than your hips. You're going to think about reaching your arms up and back. As you do that, you're going to gently press your hips forward, only as far as you feel comfortable. Make sure glutes are squeezed, core is tight. And from there, you're going to reach your hands straight through your legs for about 3 to 5 pulses, stretching out those hamstrings in your lower back. You're gonna go back to the sky, reaching hips forward, and alternate between those two positions at a pace that feels good for you. Of course, if you just want to hold each stretch for a little bit, the reach through as well as the sky reach, that's also fine. 90 seconds begins now. Halfway through. If you're noticing you're tight and want to hold one position a little bit longer, again, that's totally fine. Find what feels best for you and where your body's at. And relax. Our last stretch is our standing hip circle. You're going to get situated with your feet wide, hands on your hips, and your goal is to literally create a circle with your hips, getting as much range of motion through your hips and lower spine as possible. Take your time. I'm going to call it switch when we get to the halfway mark so that you can switch directions. All right, here we go. Whichever side you want to start with or whichever direction you want to start with. Move slow. Notice where maybe you feel a little bit sticky or tight through your hips. All right, switch directions, other way. And done. So those are your 3 stretches for today. If you have the time and you're feeling good, feel free to rewind and go through 1, 2 more times.